Doge and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
If this is what American tax dollars are going towards, honestly, what's the point of even paying taxes? Now, if you haven't seen this clip yet, apparently the Department of Government Efficiency has made a lot of budget cuts for government programs that are spending money on ridiculous things. Now, it's been reported by Donald Trump and also the press secretary that $50 million were going to go towards condoms in Gaza. Now, this may or may not be true depending on where you get your news sources from, because I've seen news articles saying the contrary. So this right here is a news article written by AP News saying there's no evidence that $50 million was designated by the US to buy condoms for Hamas. So if I scroll down, it says right here, Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, made a similar claim on Tuesday during her debut press briefing, stating that Department of Government Efficiency and the Office of Management and Budget found that there were about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. She called the alleged aid a preposterous waste of taxpayer money, but there's no credible evidence to support these claims. They even break down the claim and also the facts. The Trump administration stopped $50 million from being sent to the Gaza Strip to buy condoms for Hamas. And then it also breaks down the facts. Trump and his spokesperson appeared to be referring to a grant or grants that U.S. aid awarded to a group called the International Medical Corps worth $102.2 million to provide medical and trauma services in Gaza. The State Department earlier Wednesday described this as an example of egregious funding not aligned with American interest or the president's policies. And if I scroll down a little bit further, it says the State Department spokesperson Tammy Bruce similarly wrote Tuesday on X that the agency had prevented $102 million in unjustified funding to a contractor in Gaza, including money for contraception, thanks to a pause in foreign assistance. So it's kind of hard nowadays to know what is the truth when you have so many news sources saying different things.
We are merely looking at parts of the big bureaucracy where there has been tremendous waste and fraud and abuse. In that process, we identified and stopped $50 million being sent to Gaza to buy condoms for Hamas. 50 million. And you know what's happened to them? They've used them as a method of making bombs. How about that?
So it's pretty hard to determine nowadays what is the truth and what is not when you have all these different news sources saying one thing and then you have a different news source saying another. So I don't know if that is true. That is a complete waste of taxpayers' dollars, and I don't want my taxpayer dollars going towards something that has nothing to do with me or, the country. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you think that's actually what was going on? $50 million was about to go to Gaza to buy condoms so they can use it for, I guess warfare? And I know that the government isn't the best when it comes to spending money efficiently, because there's a lot of money that's been sent to other countries to help fund wars that have nothing to do with us. But I also wanted to go over a few different programs that the government is cutting the budgets on. So this is a video posted by GenX_TikTok, and this is what he's reporting on what some of the programs that the government is cutting the budget on. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is something that you should take with a grain of salt. And if it is true, this is just ridiculous spending by the government. Check it out.
All right, good evening, citizens. I am here to proudly announce the first 10 programs to be eliminated by the newly formed Department of Governmental Efficiency, or DOGE. And let me tell you, the savings, they're astronomical. So let's start with program number 1, which is the National Squirrel Census. Every year we spend $2.3 million counting squirrels. So effective immediately, squirrels, they're going to need to start counting themselves. Now, program number 2, that's the Federal Committee on...
$2.3 million for a program for squirrels. Honestly, that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know why the government would need to spend money on something like that. But, let's keep on going.
On sandwich standards, we spend a whopping $5 million annually just to define what legally qualifies as a sandwich. So taxpayers, we're going to save that $5 million. You can come up with your own definition.
$5 million a year to figure out what defines a sandwich. Honestly, anybody with common sense can just kind of figure out what a sandwich is. That's not really a necessary program in my eyes, but yeah.
Now, program number 3 is the Bureau of Uneven Sidewalk Awareness. Because do we really need to spend $1.8 million a year to remind us to watch our step on those uneven sidewalks? I think not. So let's save our pride and save our wallets as well.
Once again, if that is true, another ridiculous government program that we do not need to spend money on.
Program number 4, the National Soap Carving Championship Grant. We're spending $700,000 a year to keep the art of soap carving alive. We're going to do away with that as well. Well, we don't need to fund those county fair competitions anymore for carving soap.
If any of this is true, that the government is spending money on these programs, obviously, I mean, we do need a Department of Government Efficiency to cut the funding on unnecessary programs. And this money can be going back to actually helping the country.
Program number 5 is the Bureau of Left-Handed Scissors. Turns out people who are left-handed can just turn the scissors around and they can save us $250,000 a year.
So I'm left-handed, and left-handed scissors are not necessary. I use my right hand to cut with scissors, and that's something I had to learn, the struggles of being left-handed. If you're left-handed, then you know the struggle. But yeah, that's another ridiculous program.
All right, the National Moth Appreciation Day Initiative, we're going to cut that out as well. That's going to save us $250,000. The Federal Cheese Wheel Roll-Off, that's going to save us $1.2 million. Program number 8, the Office of Inflatable Pool Regulation. Now, did you know we spend $500,000 a year ensuring your pool noodles were the right buoyancy or the correct buoyancy to make sure they can hold you up? We're going to cut that out, save that $500,000. You're welcome.
So I'm looking at the comment section right here, and a lot of people are just saying that this is obviously ridiculous if it's true, but there's a lot of comments saying this looks like money laundering, and it wouldn't put it past me because, I mean, obviously the government isn't known to be the most honest entity. But yeah, this is obviously pretty ridiculous. Let me actually scroll through the comments right here and see what they're saying. If that money is not returned to the people, it's money laundering. Roughly 20 million saved. How much saved from insider trading? I'm crying here in Canada because we waste more money than you. We need Doge. I'm pretty sure every country has some kind of government programs that are not inefficient or just basically money laundering scams. Follow the money. I think we all know where the money goes. Unbelievable. That is awesome. This is insane. Yeah, a lot of people are just saying this is straight up money laundering. But if you want to check out this guy's TikTok account, his TikTok is GenX_TikTok. And apparently that's what he does. He reports on the news and things that are going on right now. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you really think that the government has all these government programs where we're really spending money on unnecessary things, or do you think it's just made up? Well, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.